Hey, this is Fly Guy for TekSushi.com and also for DarksideToys.com, giving you a review of the Pacific Rim Crimson Typhoon figure. If you haven't seen these before, I am very impressed. I'm now a complete advocate of these. Tried to avoid them at first, thinking, nah, they're not for me. But kind of like Iron Man, these figures are excellent. Very, very impressed with them, so we thought we'd give you a review. So, if you've seen the movie, you get to see this guy battling it out with all these horrendous kaijus, and this is the Chinese Jaeger, as he battles along with some of these horrific aliens from another dimension or whatever it may be. Hopefully we'll get a Pacific Rim 2 at one point, and we'll get to see what goes on. But this is the figure itself. It's just about 6.5 inches tall. And this is the second deployment. The only real difference from the first deployment was it didn't see second deployment up there. So basically these figures have been out once before from NECA, and they were so successful they re-released them. There's a look at the back of the packaging there. Not really a great one for packaging here. You really want to open these things. They don't... I don't know, personally they don't look too great when you keep them in the packaging, but you want to definitely open them. So a lot of other figures there. We've got quite a few there available to buy at DarksideToys.com. There's a link directly underneath the video if you want to go and buy some of these. Certainly the Striker Eureka we'll give a review of, and others as they come in stock if you've not seen them. But great looking figures. So that's a sealed packet one. Let me, here's one I prepared earlier, one we opened earlier. Loving this thing. It's the attention to detail that basically NECA have done here. Wait till we zoom in close and we'll just show you some of this here. So as I focus there, you can begin to see the Chinese lettering there. Crimson Typhoon written on there. I love that transfer, that beautiful piece of design that's added there. The little scores there for the kaijus that it's already knocked down is just beautiful. On the back of it, again, we'll show you all these transfers first. There is these scores again as that goes down, and there again is an even larger version of that Crimson Typhoon in the Chinese lettering. Beautiful, absolutely gorgeous, and a huge big transfer there again on the side of the arm plate. It just looks beautiful. Really, really well done. NECA have done an excellent job on the sculpting of this, very movie accurate looking, and a nice job with chrome paint. Something that Hasbro I would love to see them do a little bit more often in their figures is trying to make things look a little bit more like metal. They often cheap it a little bit by just giving black plastic, especially for weapons, but it's done a much better job here when you look at some of the chrome and the gears. That's what makes it, is that little bit of chrome metallic paint. And NECA have not disappointed here at all. They've done a really, really good job. Let me pull back a little bit there to sharpen. There we go. And as we go down, we'll have a look at the rest of the figure. Again, some more transfers there, some detail on that leg. And it's a very articulated figure too, so there's plenty going on. But beautifully sculpted, nicely done attention to detail, and all for a very reasonable price. You can pick this up in a 2-pack with the Crimson Typhoon. For my apologies, not the Crimson Typhoon at all, the Striker Eureka for under $38. So that's a pretty sweet deal because these things are going for about $25 on their own. So very good price for a 2-pack. So that's the main parts of the figure there. Again, the fins and the exhaust at the back. I just love the detail on it. It's been really well sculpted. Again, you can tell that people who made this really obviously loved what they were doing, and they've spent a lot of time and effort and energy, so loving it. Now they come with little plug holes, and where you're in the store you can also pick up some NECA figure stands if you want, and these fit beautifully onto the figures themselves, so a really good extra bonus to do that and save some money on your shipping. So in terms of articulation, this is packed with quite a few joints. I wouldn't call them arms in some cases because it has 2, but we'll get to them in a minute. You can see the head there allows movement back and forth. There is a little bit of flexibility back and forth, but it's fairly limited by that armour, so it's really on a ball joint there as it allows the movement. The 2 arms at the side there, you can probably maybe see, really, if I can take one off. No, it's kind of difficult to take it off, but they're on a socket there which allows swivel movement and a fair bit of rotation to be had. So this arm can go all the way around pretty much. You'll see a join on the elbows too, which allows movement, a join at the wrist there, which allows back and forth movement, and the claws are all fixed. You can't bend or move them, but I love the attention there, the metallic claws. They look fantastic. Love it. On the other arms, pretty much the same. It's a kind of ball socket joint which allows a bit of movement there to get posing. I mean, again, it's pretty well posed for the heaviness and the weight of it. The articulation is pretty solid. It's again another join there on the arm and on that other wrist there as you bring that claw forward. On the upper torso of the figure, we basically get this kind of ball waist joint which allows a lot of movement round on the figure, so there's plenty of movement going on there. Down at the legs, you'll see yet again, like the arms, there is a little pin there holding it in, but that allows you to have full-on rotation and movement across all of the figure there. So again, all the way around you can move this thing and you don't have an issue. On the back of this knee, you'll see the join there, which allows the knee to move forward. There you go. So it only moves as far as that armour can move forward front, as you'll see the knee, and to the back there as that almost kind of locks up. We do get that other joint there that moves forward, but it locks again with that armour. So again, you're pretty, it's pretty good overall considering the weaponry and the padding on this guy. Down at the ankles, you'll see that swivel joint there allows that to be moved. There is no extra swivel on the foot, which would have been a shame if we'd had that kind of posed a little bit better, but still not bad. You probably will still need the NECA stands, even though he stands up pretty well on his own, but he's just a great looking figure. Really, it's one of the figures that I think once you get to see these in hand, you begin to really appreciate them. A picture really doesn't do it justice. Once you get to see all the tension, detail, maybe from this review, I don't know, but once you get to see all the chrome and metallic stuff added, it just does a great job. So it just suckered me in and had to get them. So there we go. That was the Pacific Rim, the second deployment, I should say. Second deployment of the Crimson Typhoon Jaeger. He's in store. If you want to pick him up, click the link directly underneath and you can go and grab this guy before we sell out, because they have been selling fast. A lot of Pacific Rim collectors really want these things badly. So yeah, it's in demand. I should have mentioned on the other arm, just before I forget, same on that joint, that you can see that joint there, and instead of a swivel, this arm just spins round basically as per the movie. There's a little bit of movement back and forth, but it's kind of limited. So that is it for Articulation. It's a slick looking figure. Go pick one up. Stay tuned. We'll have another Pacific Rim figure coming up for you. And if you're new to both TekSushi here and or Dorkside Toys, where this video is available, click subscribe. We will send you lots of cool reviews straight into your inbox. And if we'd love to hear your comments too. Leave a comment below. What do you think of the figure, the review? Leave a comment and let us know. We shall see you for another review coming up very soon. Thanks.